Unlock the hidden power of your third eye, awaken to a new reality of consciousness. I never expected a single dream to change everything. It started as just another night. I tossed and turned, the world faded, and I fell into a darkness thick as fog. There, in that depth, I saw a swirling vortex of colors, brighter than any sunrise, alive with energy. I stretched out my hand, fingers tingling, desperate to touch that brilliance, but it slipped away like sand through my fingers. When I woke, my chest was tight, a knot of energy pulsing just beneath my skin, whispering of secrets yet unfound. Standing at the corner of my dilapidated bedroom, I glanced toward the mirror, shadows dancing in the crack of light from the window. It felt like I was staring at a stranger girl weighed down by doubt, eyes yearning for something more. I whispered a prayer into the silence, seeking answers. The wind howled outside, shaking the walls, as if trying to warn me. What was this feeling? Was it fear or excitement? There had to be more than this mundane life. I often wandered through the whispers of the trees, listening to their age-old stories. They spoke in rustling leaves and creaking branches, hinting at a deeper connection. A connection I longed to find, yet felt so far away. The world outside seemed dim compared to that dream, a dream that called out to me, urging me to follow its thread. My fingers brushed against the ridged bark of an ancient oak, its wisdom pulsating through my veins. I closed my eyes, feeling the energy ripple, a cosmic pulse linking us. What if those colors were a gateway? My heart raced at the thought. Questions flooded my mind. Am I missing something vital? Is there a hidden realm, a reality waiting? Just then, a sound broke the stillness. A shrill cry echoed, a reminder of my present. I opened my eyes, uncertainty weaving through my gut like a living creature. Out there, beyond this wooden sanctuary, lay the unknown mysteries swirling like shadows, and just before that fleeting moment of clarity vanished, I caught a glimpse of something, a flicker in the air, a shimmer that shouldn't exist. My breath hitched. Was it a sign, or merely a figment of my imagination? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The next morning dawned with a strange clarity. The sun pierced through the dense fog that clung to the trees, illuminating the dew-covered grass with delicate sparkles. I felt an electric pulse in my body that mirrored the rhythm of nature awakening around me. The dream lingered like an echo, calling me to source its meaning. As I moved through my daily routine, I could feel the invisible threads connecting me to something greater, a cosmic dance unfolding outside the boundaries of my perception. That I sought out the old woman who lived at the edge of town. She was known as a healer, a keeper of ancient wisdom. Her cottage was filled with the fragrance of herbs and the walls dotted with strange symbols. I hesitated at her door, my heart pounding with the weight of unasked questions, but the gold-sparkling dust from my dream seemed to urge me forward. "Welcome, child," she said, her voice rich and warm, wrapping around me like a blanket. "I sensed your energy long before you knocked. An awakening, perhaps." Her knowing smile both comforted and unnerved me. How could she tell? I dreamt of a vortex, a swirling mass of colors. The words blurted out before I could compose my thoughts. It felt like a calling. Her eyes gleamed, and she beckoned me to sit upon a tattered cushion, its fabric woven with stories of countless souls. "Such visions often reveal truths not yet understood," she said. "They are invitations to go deeper, to unravel the layers of your being." As she spoke, the room seemed to vibrate with energy, and the shadows in the corners danced in rhythm with her words. "The third eye," she continued, "is your gateway to wisdom beyond mortal sight. But be warned, dear child, its power lies not only in clarity, but in chaos too." That I felt a shiver creeping down my spine. What chaos! The chaos of revelation, the understanding that can shake the very foundation of your beliefs. You must be ready to embrace what lies beyond the veil. She handed me a small pouch filled with herbs. These will aid your journey, but their power amplifies only in stillness. Seek solace and listen. With a heart full of both hope and trepidation, I left her cottage and wandered back through the trees, cradling the herbs like delicate promises. In a small clearing bathed in golden light, I settled onto the ground, surrounded by nature's symphony. It was here, in the quiet embrace of the forest, that I began to breathe deeply, exhaling my uncertainty with each rhythm of my lungs. I closed my eyes, the world around me fading into soft whispers. The knot in my chest tightened, and the vibrant pulse from my dream resurfaced, urging me to transcend the ordinary. I imagined myself stepping into that swirling vortex, feeling the energy encircle me, drawing me into its depths. What truths awaited me there? Suddenly, I felt an overwhelming rush, as if the very fabric of reality rippled in response. The colors I had seen danced behind my eyelids, alive and beckoning. And then, amidst the resplendent hues, a figure appeared. A shadow flickered in the corner of my mind, a silhouette whispering ancient secrets. "Who are you?" I begged, desperate to capture this evanescent connection. The shadow's voice echoed like wind rustling through leaves. "Seek and you shall find, awaken and you shall see." The vision faded, I gasped, my heart racing. What was it trying to tell me? What must I seek? My body thrummed with energy, the remnants of the encounter lingering just out of reach. When I opened my eyes, twilight had draped itself softly over the forest, an elegant reminder of nature's constant rhythm. But beyond the beauty, questions reverberated in my mind. Why was I chosen for this journey? What awaited in the depths of my consciousness? The twilight deepened, carrying with it the weight of the unknown. I returned home, my heart and soul ignited with uncertainty and wonder. Each day brought me closer to the truths hiding in the shadows. What secrets lay buried, just beyond the horizon of understanding? And, most haunting of all, was the source of this awakening a blessing or a curse? As I pondered, I realized that the only path forward was to embrace the unknown, to surrender to the journey. And somehow, that thought both terrified and thrilled me. Days melded into one another as I allowed the teachings and mysteries unfurling within me to gather momentum. The peculiar energy that surged through my being became my companion, whispering secrets of an unseen world. Each morning, the sun rose as if coaxing me towards clarity, but I still felt like a marionette caught in tangled strings, yearning to maneuver freely yet unsure of which direction to take. The pouch of herbs remained by my bedside, and I savored their earthy scent each morning. Guided by the old woman's words, I sought moments of tranquility in a life otherwise busy and chaotic. I began visiting the edge of the forest near my home, where ancient trees stood sentinel, their gnarled roots holding centuries of wisdom in their embrace. It was within this sanctuary that my reflections deepened, where I felt my thoughts intertwining with the pulse of the universe. One day, I found myself sitting upon a wide, flat stone bathed in sunlight. Flashes of insight darted through my mind like fireflies in the gathering dusk. Here, I remembered the shadow from my vision. "Seek and you shall find." The words reverberated within me, demanding an answer. What was I supposed to seek? As if summoned by my thoughts, a soft rustling broke the serene air. I turned, expecting a deer or perhaps a rabbit, but instead found an owl perched nearby, its amber eyes locked onto mine. Moments passed, and in that lingering gaze, something profound sparked inside me. I felt a connection that transcended earthly boundaries, a hidden language shared between our souls. "Why are you here?" I whispered, not even sure if I sought an audible reply or merely a deeper understanding. The owl blinked slowly, a gesture that felt intimate, as if it understood my plight. I felt an urge to let go of tangible answers and dive deeper into the question itself. "Awaken to a new reality," echoed in my mind again, spinning like an intricate web. But what reality? The owl ruffled its feathers and took to the air, gliding effortlessly into the leafy embrace of the trees. I was overcome by a sudden wave of longing, a desire to chase after it into the woodlands. Without thinking, I stood and followed the direction of its flight, weaving through the roots and brambles, each step striking a primal chord in my heart. After what felt like an eternity of wandering, I stumbled upon a hidden glen. Moonlight spilled upon a pool of still water, shimmering like liquid silver. As I approached, my reflection rippled its surface. Those familiar features looked back at me, but the eyes bore an unfamiliar intensity. There was a depth, a wisdom whispering through them that I had yet to understand. Kneeling, I gazed into the pool, my breath hitching at the sight of shifting images beneath the water's surface. They danced like shadows cast by flickering light, a blend of dreams, memories, and new visions. I saw myself standing at the threshold of a grand door, an eternal portal that pulsed with energy. A voice echoed once more, "Awaken." In that moment, I understood I was not merely a seeker of knowledge but a carrier of potential, every experience a gateway into expanded consciousness. The dreams I'd fashioned for myself, the love and the heartache, had all been the threads woven into this fabric of existence. Yet, the innate question still loomed above me as I knelt there: what lay beyond the door? What did awakening truly mean? The reflections receded as if answering my internal queries with their very absence, leaving me with a deeper sense of wonder and uncertainty. When I finally rose, a sense of clarity accompanied my confusion. Perhaps seeking wasn't about finding absolute answers but about embracing the journey itself, a winding path painted with colors of experience, each encounter a brushstroke in my unique narrative. As I walked back through the forest, the echoes of wisdom resonating in my heart, the world around me began to shimmer anew. The trees seemed to whisper enigma, the winds carried secrets of ages past, and I found solace in the questions I had yet to grasp. What was waiting at the threshold? Would the awakening alter my perception of self, reality, and connection to others? Or perhaps it would lead me into a kaleidoscope of chaos and wild beauty, far beyond my current understanding. I smiled at the thought, enveloped in awe of the unknown enrichment that awaited. In surrendering to the path of inquiry, I felt echo whispers entangled with hope: the journey is as rich as the destination. Days danced forward like waves lapping against a distant shore, each one carrying whispers of transformation. I found myself drawn back to the glen, a sacred place that beckoned with the promise of clarity. Each visit peeled back the layers of confusion, revealing glimmers of insight like stars flickering through the veil of night. As I knelt before the pool once more, my gaze fell upon my reflection, the water's surface still and anointed with moonlight. I sensed an energy pulsing through the air, vibrant yet elusive, as if the very fabric of existence was weaving a tapestry of unseen connections. My heart surged with a curious exhilaration. What if each ripple in that water carried a truth waiting to emerge? With newfound resolve, I closed my eyes, focusing on the sensation within my chest. "Awaken," I murmured, inviting the words to echo within the depths of my being. The magic of the glen enveloped me, wrapping my soul in a warm embrace, a lullaby of the universe urging me onwards. But it was not just the glen that called out to me, it was the wisdom of nature itself. A series of vivid visions began to dance before my mind's eye: vines filled with unnatural blooms, trees resembling sentient beings whispering secrets, and skies adorned with colors unseen. These visions coaxed me deeper into inquiry, enlivening dormant questions that flickered like candle flames within my consciousness. I opened my eyes, the shimmering surface of the pool guiding me once more, and I felt an undeniable calling to explore beyond this sacred place. With the pouch of herbs nestled against my heart, I ventured into the depths of the forest, allowing intuition to guide my steps. Upon reaching a clearing bathed in golden light, I paused. In the center stood a weathered stone altar, intricately etched with symbols I could not decipher. As I approached, the air grew thick with energy, crackling in anticipation. I set my palms upon the cool surface, feeling the vibrations coursing through me, awakening a dormant part of my spirit. What stories did this altar hold? What spirits lingered in these woods, waiting to share their wisdom? In that moment, a rustle caught my attention. Emerging from the shadows, an ethereal figure appeared, a serene woman cloaked in flowing robes, her hair cascading like silver waterfalls. Her skin shimmered with an otherworldly radiance, and as she drew nearer, the world around me softened, imbued with a tender serenity. "Why do you seek?" Her voice danced like a breeze through the trees, gentle yet profound. I struggled to articulate my thoughts, the whirlwind of emotions welling up inside. I seek understanding. I yearn for awakening, to know what lies beyond the threshold. Her eyes, deep pools of ancient wisdom, bore into my soul. Awakening is not a destination but a series of revelations. You are the pilot of your journey, each moment a crucible for growth. Do you fear the unknown? I hesitated. The shadows of doubt curled at the corners of my heart, whispering questions that rattled my resolve. What if the awakening reveals darkness? What if I am unprepared? The woman stepped closer, the air shimmering between us. Without shadow, there is no light. Embrace both the light and the darkness, they contain the keys to deeper understanding. Her words reverberated through me like sacred tones of a distant bell, compelling me to ponder the delicate dance of opposites in my life. It was true, each joy bore the seed of pain, and each challenge contained the essence of growth. Perhaps, in unfolding my mind to the complexities of existence, I could unravel the threads binding my spirit. As she began to fade into the golden light, I felt an urge to ask one last question. What lies beyond the door of awakening? But she was gone before the words could escape my lips, leaving the question to linger in the air, echoing in my heart. I knelt at the altar longer, absorbing the stillness and reflecting on the weight of her counsel. What awaited me was both exhilarating and terrifying, the vastness of potential spread before my very soul like an uncharted map. Returning home, I mulled over the seeds planted during my encounter. The essence of my journey felt both rich and mysterious, a nexus of experiences creating a terrain unimaginable. Was awakening truly a gradual unfolding of consciousness, or was it a series of climactic moments poised to break forth at any time? As I settled into my routine, the world around me began to shift, vibrant and alive with possibilities. Each interaction with others felt charged with significance, each moment humming with untapped potential. There was tranquility in uncertainty, an obscured beauty resting in unanswered questions. In this space of introspection, the most vital question wove itself into the tapestry of my journey: am I prepared to embrace the entirety of this awakening, luminous and shadowed, and what treasures might emerge from my willingness to confront the unknown? A profound curiosity took root in my heart, urging me forward on this pilgrimage of self-discovery, surrounded by a chorus of whispers from the universe, cheering me on as I uncoiled the layers of reality within. The days continued to spiral forward, each moment a brushstroke on the canvas of my evolving spirit. With the wisdom of the ethereal woman craving through my thoughts, I sought deeper truths within the reverberations of my reality. Each encounter with nature felt transformative. The rustling leaves seemed to murmur secrets, the birds chirped harmonies that resonated with my heart. I felt more alive than ever, as if the universe was reverberating with every beat of my being. Still, shadows lingered in the corners of my mind, whispering doubts and echoing affirmations of unworthiness. They momentarily clouded my resolve, an undercurrent reminding me that fear is a relentless companion on the path to awakening. Yet, the spark of curiosity continued to ignite my spirit. What secrets lay beyond the visible? What unfathomable depth dwelled within me? Compelled by an inner urgency, I returned to the glen, the magical space that had already cradled my reflective pondering. This time, I felt a deeper intention pulsing within me, leading me towards an extraordinary exploration of the unseen. As I entered the sanctuary, I noticed an unusual warmth in the air, an unfamiliar tension brimming with energy. Kneeling by the pool once again, I inhaled deeply, the scent of damp earth and fragrant wildflowers grounding me. In the shallow depths of the water, I admired how the luminescent moon mirrored itself in 1,000 fragmented reflections. Intuitively, I closed my eyes and allowed the sound of my breath to guide me inward, a familiar mantra echoing in my mind, urging me to connect with the gateway lurking within. I envisioned the figure from my previous encounter, her words still fresh on my tongue. Awaken. With that single thought, I opened the door to my consciousness wider, inviting whatever may come into my spirit home. The air shimmered around me, and in that moment, I felt the fabric of reality shift, as if the boundaries of existence expanded and contracted. A whirlwind of visions burst forth, striking like lightning against the darkened sky of my thought. Grand kaleidoscopes of color flickered through my mind, revealing otherworldly landscapes, celestial cities, verdant valleys, and clear rivers that tingled with life. And then, amidst these brilliant scenes, I caught glimpses of myself drifting effortlessly through these realms, a radiant being unencumbered by the constraints of my current understanding that in the midst of this vastness, I encountered 3 swirling orbs, each a different hue, soft blue, bright yellow, and deep crimson. Each orb pulsed with energy that sang to my very soul. With an instinctive leap of faith, I reached to connect with the blue orb, drawn by a cool, serene presence, sensing it to be the harbinger of intuition and insight. With that touch, a flood of revelations cascaded through me. I felt the barriers around my third eye tremble, as if inkling at something profound lurking beneath. Identity, purpose, interconnectedness melded into a single thread, seamless and unbreakable. The facets of the self layered upon one another like the dense canopy of trees. Then, as swiftly as it began, the vibrant visions dimmed and fell to silence. I opened my eyes wide, my heart beating with an intensity that resonated through the glen. The pool reflected not only my shape, but also an imprint of the transformative interactions that unfolded within me. I was left breathless, both exhilarated and daunted by the mystery still nestled within my spirit, yet, as clarity slipped through my grasp, a new question emerged: what do I truly seek to unveil? Each orb of knowledge spoke to something within me. Would the journey I embarked upon be filled with tangible wisdom, or would it present mysteries meant only for those willing to penetrate the depths of their own being? Walking back through the trees, I pondered the dance of intuition and intellect. The duality crafted in my mind bloomed further into a constellation of not just revelations, but also the pulsing unknown that surrounded my path. Each heartbeat sounded as an invitation to step into the flow of discovery. What other hidden realms awaited me? The contemplative questions echoed within, an echo reverberating through the very essence of existence. Am I willing to explore these patterns, untwist the constructs of perception, and embrace what lies on the other side of my conscious thought? The journey was far from over, with each step unfolding new mysteries, weaving an intricate tapestry of awakening that beckoned me toward the edge of my limitations. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an amber glow over the glen, I found myself lingering in a trance of reflection. The revelations of the orbs felt like distant echoes, each pulsing reminder of the infinite possibilities that awaited me. Yet, the question that reverberated through my soul: what do I truly seek to unveil, gnawed at my insides like winter's chill. The path back through the forest drew me deeper into contemplation. Absorbed by the rustling trees, I felt a new sense of connectedness, a chorus of whispers weaving tales that intertwined all living things. It was with my mind still adrift in swirling galaxies of color that I noticed a shimmering light flickering through the branches. Curiosity propelled my steps toward it, and I soon discovered a small clearing, untouched and pristine, where the light seemed to pulse like the heartbeat of the earth itself. In the center of the clearing stood a stone altar, aged yet vibrant, adorned with intricate carvings depicting the cycle of life and death, an open book of energy that seemed to tell stories of those who had come before me. As I approached, the air thickened with an inexplicable energy, and I felt the call of ancient wisdom alive in the fading light. Instinctively, I reached out and touched the smooth surface of the altar, warmth radiating through my fingertips as memories flooded in, visions of ecstatic celebrations and solemn farewells held within the embrace of nature. It dawned upon me that, perhaps, this altar served as a junction between the seen and unseen worlds, a place where spirits danced in the twilight and shared their secrets with those willing to listen. An overwhelming sensation washed over me, inviting me to kneel before the altar. I surrendered to the moment, closing my eyes to enter a dance with my breath. Each inhale carried whispers of the past, remnants of souls longing for connection, while each exhale released doubts like fallen leaves. A profound stillness enveloped me, a reminder that silence can often be a vessel for understanding. Within this silence, an image slowly unfurled of a striking woman cloaked in ethereal light, her features both familiar and foreign. Her vibrant eyes brimmed with knowledge beyond her time, and as she approached, the world around me faded further into the background. With her presence came the distinct scent of wild jasmine, mingling with the cool serenity of evening air. Seek not only the answers, she gently implored, a melodious echo that settled comfortably in my heart, but also the questions that inspire your journey. The heart of inquiry is a sacred flame, let it guide you closer to the core of your being. As she spoke, I felt the threads of my journey converge in a single, luminous point. In my heart, I understood that each orb from my vision bore fragments yet to be uncovered, gifts waiting to be shared both of intuition and of the conscious mind. The tug of fear began to recede, replaced by sheer determination to lean into the unknown. With her parting, the vibrancy dimmed, yet a spark lingered, a reminder of the interconnectedness between the past, present, and future. I remained on my knees, heart racing, questions racing through my mind. How does one balance the search for answers with the pursuit of deeper understanding? Are the mysteries of existence truly mine to unveil, or is the journey itself where profound revelations lie? Rising effortlessly, I turned away from the altar, feeling as if a new horizon awaited just beyond the trees. With each step, I carried the essence of that ethereal woman, her wisdom lighting the path of inquiry before me. As night wrapped itself tightly around the world, I sensed the pulse of the universe surrounding me, guiding me toward a luminous frontier brimming with potential. What patterns had my journey yet to reveal? What buried truths lay entrenched in the silent corners of my being, longing for a light to illuminate them? Each question I contemplated lifted me higher into the fabric of reality, and I felt the urge to explore the depths of my spirit unrelenting, transforming fear into fuel for discovery. At last, I understood that the quest for awakening was not merely about unveiling the answers but about welcoming the mysteries, embracing the pulsating rhythm of life as it wove the tapestry of my existence. How might I continue to nourish this sacred flame of inquiry, allowing it to illuminate the beauty in every question, every uncertainty? The journey of exploration stretched endlessly before me, a cosmic dance with the unknown. In the hours that followed, I ventured deeper into the forest, buoyed by a sense of purpose that shimmered like dawn's first light just within reach. Each step felt imbued with intention, stirring the earth beneath my feet into a symphony of whispers. I was keenly aware of the fabric of life surrounding me, a delicate web weaving together the pulse of the trees, the rustle of unseen creatures, and the gentle sigh of the wind. It was as though every blade of grass and fallen leaf recognized my presence, welcoming me into their age-old embrace. As I wandered, I was swept along a narrow path that curved toward a softly babbling brook. The water, reflecting the hues of twilight, drew me in as if it carried secrets of its own. I knelt at its side, allowing my fingers to trail through the cool liquid, feeling each droplet slip away silently. Here, at the confluence of clarity and chaos, I discovered a fascinating paradox. The brook's relentless flow was both calming and invigorating, a mirror to the tumultuous thoughts swirling in my mind. Suddenly, I caught sight of something glimmering beneath the water's surface, a smooth stone, unlike any I had ever seen. It sparkled in shades of emerald and blue, pulsating gently as if in rhythm with the heartbeat of the earth. My heart raced as I plunged my hand into the water and retrieved it, cradling the stone in my palm. As I held it up against the fading light, an image flickered across my mind's eye, a vision of myself standing before a great archway draped in golden vines, beckoning me forward. In this place, a wisdom awaited that was as vast as the cosmos itself, yet profoundly intimate. I felt an insatiable pull toward this archway as if it were a portal to deeper truths yearning to be unveiled. Shifting my attention back to the brook, I noticed something curious on its banks, curious animal tracks that twisted and turned unexpectedly, leading deeper into the thicket. Following the tracks, I became aware of the subtle changes in the air. The sweet, earthy scent of moss mingled with something floral, a fragrance that felt imbued with ancient secrets. It thrilled my senses, inviting me to explore further. After a short trek, I stumbled into another clearing, larger than the first, where bioluminescent flowers sprang from the earth like radiant stars in the night sky. They illuminated everything around me in an ethereal glow, reflecting the sacred mysteries I sought to touch. In the center of this luminous space stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching toward the heavens like outstretched arms yearning for the stars. This tree felt alive, as if it bore witness to countless stories woven into its bark. Drawn to it, I approached slowly, sensing a deep resonance within. Raising my hands to touch the textured trunk, I closed my eyes and allowed myself to breathe deeply, inhaling the floral air infused with the energy of the sacred. In that stillness, I felt the heartbeat of the earth echo through my palms, a rhythm that synced with my own pulse. I dared to listen to the whispers hidden within the rustling leaves, surrendering to whatever revelation awaited me in this moment. I am the keeper of stories, a voice emerged, borne by the wind and ancient as time. The past, the present, and the future weave together in every soul that walks this earth. Seek not only your truths, but the truths of all. In connection lies your power. Awestruck by the revelation, tears welled in my eyes, each drop a prism reflecting my newfound understanding. The weight of my individual journey began to lift, replaced by the realization that I was a vital thread in a vast tapestry, intricately designed by an unseen hand. Engaging with the stories of others would illuminate my own path, revealing depths of understanding previously obscured, yet still remained the question, how could I honor the interconnectedness of all beings while remaining true to my unique journey? How might I become a vessel for both my own stories and the whispers of those around me? As I stood before the oak, more questions blossomed. Within me a seed calling for cultivation. The sacred flame of inquiry flickered once again, urging me forward, igniting a spark within what adventures awaited me. What new realms of consciousness lay just beyond the horizon? With newfound resolve, I stepped away from the oak, holding on to the stone, its energy stirring a sense of potential within. The path beckoned me to continue forward, illuminated by the luminous flora, resonating with the promise of exploration. How would I delve deeper into the stories shared across time? What new layers of insight awaited as I dared to navigate this intricate web of existence? The essence of my journey unfolded before me, a living question suspended in the air, awaiting an answer yet to come. As I resumed my journey, the enchanting glow of the bioluminescent flowers cast shifting shadows along my path, creating an ever-changing landscape that mirrored the fluidity of thought itself. With each step, I felt a burgeoning energy and eagerness to discover what lay ahead, not just in the physical realm but within the recesses of my consciousness. Following the trail further into the forest, an array of sounds began to interlace around me, the rustle of leaves, the melodious calls of nightingales, and an unseen symphony of crickets. It was a harmonious blend that played on my senses, drawing my awareness inward. In the soft luminosity of this twilight world, I pondered the essence of the stories I had gathered thus far. The oak's wisdom echoed in my mind, intermingling with the thoughts of connection and unity. Soon, I encountered an unexpected clearing dominated by a shimmering mist that seemed to animate the very air around me. Intrigued, I stepped into its embrace, feeling an unfamiliar warmth envelop me, as though I were crossing into another realm altogether. The mist danced playfully, swirling around my legs, rising to obscure the world behind me while casting an ethereal glow on the path ahead. Suddenly, figures began to materialize within the depths of the mist-tan eclectic host, each draped in unique garments reflective of their time and culture. An ancient woman with silver hair and wise eyes approached me, her presence both grounding and uplifting. As she drew nearer, I saw the glimmer of intricately woven beads around her neck, each bead alive with stories. "Welcome, seeker," she said, her voice a gentle breeze stirring the threads of my soul. "You have ventured far and brave into the tapestry of existence. Here, we guard the sacred stories of the world, the echoes of both laughter and sorrow. Shall you listen?" My heart fluttered at the invitation. I nodded, feeling an unexplainable resonance with her. She gestured for me to sit amidst the swirling mist, and I felt myself sinking into the softness of the grass below, my senses sharpened yet tranquil. "Every story you hear connects you more closely to the heartbeat of the universe," she began. "Within each tale lies wisdom. In every shared experience rests a lesson. But to unfold these truths, you must first awaken your third eye, the lens through which cosmic consciousness connects." Her words unfurled a curious spark within me. I remembered the stone cradled in my palm, the vibrant energy it emitted, and I felt it calling me to dive deeper into the mysteries it guarded. "How do I awaken this eye?" I inquired, eager for understanding. "Be open," she replied, her eyes twinkling like stars above. "Your limitations are mere veils, obscuring the light within. Trust your instincts. Meditate on your experiences. Your path will unfurl before you like a blooming flower in the sun." She rose gracefully, beckoning me to follow her as she introduced me to the others cloaked in the mist, each carrying their tales, a wise man from a forgotten epoch, a young girl dreaming of faraway lands, and a warrior, fierce yet mindful. Each shared snippets of their life experiences, unveiling layers of truth and realization that resonated with my own struggles and aspirations. As stories danced through the air, a tale of triumph, a narrative of loss, and visions of vibrant futures. I felt each word stitched together the fabric of my being. It was in this hyperconnected moment that the concept of separateness began to dissolve. I realized my life was but a mere thread intertwined with countless others, every experience echoing against the canvas of time. Eventually, the stories flowed into one another, creating a tapestry of complexities and connections that spiraled like the mist surrounding us. The gentle wise woman turned to me and gently spoke, "This is but a glimpse of what is. So much lies beyond your current perception. To truly embrace that vastness, you must ask yourself, what narratives will you weave into your own story? Whose whispers will you carry forward?" As the mist began to dissipate, I felt the call of the world beyond the clearing tugging at my heart. The gasps of night beckoned me homeward, inviting me to reflect on the immense wisdom that had danced through me. I clutched the glowing stone, realizing that it held the key not only to dreams yet realized but also to the insights of those around me. With a newfound sense of purpose, I found my footing, ready to walk the path ahead. Yet, I could still feel the shimmer of lingering questions in my heart. How will I continue to listen for the stories around me? How can I honor the interconnectedness that has sparked through my journey? With each step forward, I embraced the uncertainty of the adventure unfolding within and without, a world of unseen connections beckoning me to engage, to learn, and to grow. The essence of life became a living question, an endless inquiry waiting for an answer that forever danced just beyond my grasp. The path beckoned me deeper into the forest, each step illuminated by the afterglow of the mist's revelations. It felt as if the very earth beneath my feet pulsed with stories yet untold, a vibrant dialogue between memory and intention. As the night thickened around me, the stars overhead began to twinkle like tiny beacons, each whispering secrets of the cosmos. A fragile breeze floated through the trees, carrying the scent of damp earth and blooming night flowers, drawing me toward a towering sycamore. Its wide trunk was gnarled and crooked, as if time itself had sculpted it into a wise sentinel. I placed my hand against its bark, feel a heartbeat syncopating with mine, an echo of ancient wisdom flowing through its veins. Are you here to listen, or are you seeking answers? A voice trembled through the air. I turned, startled, and found myself face to face with a young boy perched on a low-hanging branch. His eyes sparkled with mirth and mischief, yet a deeper understanding flickered behind them. He had an aura of playfulness, yet the intensity of his presence suggested that he was much more than he appeared. Both, I guess, I admitted, curious about his insight. The boy laughed, the sound as clear and joyful as the bubbling of a nearby brook. "Then you must understand, answers are merely pieces of a puzzle, not the entire picture. What you seek is not just out there," he gestured broadly, "but also within the very fabric of your being. If you learn to dance with your questions, they may reveal themselves in unexpected ways." His words unfurled a tapestry within my thoughts, challenging me to reconsider the nature of what I sought. I was reminded of the ancient woman's words about awakening my third eye, and I sensed that perhaps this journey was not merely about finding answers, but rather about embracing the beauty of uncertainty. "Will you show me?" I ventured, curiosity bubbling to the surface. The boy nodded, swinging off the branch and landing gracefully beside me. "Close your eyes," he instructed. "Feel the world around you. See with your heart what your eyes may miss." I drew in a breath and closed my eyes. Instantly, the world transformed, the cacophony of sounds deepened, each note intertwining into a melody that resonated with my soul. I felt the roots of the sycamore entwining with my own, grounding me even as I expanded into the universe. Images began to form behind my eyelids, visions of memories, dreams, and distant lands. Each flicker revealed a piece of my past, intertwined with flickers of hope for the future. "Let it flow," the boy's voice echoed softly through the shapes and shades dancing in my mind. "Embrace it, and it will lead you where you need to go." As I surrendered to the experience, I encountered figures from my past, friends and mentors laughing, moments of profound solitude as well as fragments of painful memories, each layered with vital lessons. With each breath, the insecurities that anchored my spirit began to dissolve. I sensed my third eye awakening, a shift of perception where the borders of self and other blurred, revealing the interconnected web of existence. Time seemed non-linear, and in that suspended moment, I felt the pulsing heartbeat of life itself, a rhythm that resonated within me and aligned with the universe's deeper truths. I became acutely aware of the stepping stones of wisdom laid out before me, urging me to engage with my life more fully. "Now, open your eyes," the boy urged, excitement dancing in his voice that I complied, the dazzling world around me greeting me anew. The stars had shifted in the sky, and a brilliant constellation stretched above, vivid and alive. "You see," he concluded, a playful grin spread across his face. "Life unfolds in layers. The more you venture inward, the more you unveil, and in that unveiling, the answers you seek become clearer." As he spoke, I pondered a deeper question: if life was an intricate dance of discovery, how could I ensure that I moved gracefully through the uncertainties that stood before me? I recognized that I was not merely a traveler in this journey, but a weaver of stories, a participant in the grand tapestry of existence. The boy, sensing my introspection, smiled knowingly. "Remember, seeker, it's not about reaching a destination, but savoring the journey. Take your experiences and transform them into a symphony of lessons," a chorus that resonates with all. With those final words, he faded into the shadows of the sycamore, leaving a gentle warmth lingering in the air. I stood by the great tree, heart open and filled with wonder, knowing I had gained not only insights but a playful reverence for the questions that lingered. What stories would my heart choose to weave next? How would I dance with the experiences that awaited me along this labyrinthine path? The night deepened, cradling my newfound awareness as I prepared to set forth once more, eager to uncover the myriad connections that awaited, ready to meet the unfolding journey with an open heart and a playful spirit, aware that the answers I sought were yet to be revealed in the dance of life. The world had shifted around me, not in grand, sweeping gestures, but in the quiet revelations that whispered their truth if only I had the courage to listen. Each moment now pulsed with possibility, like the beat of a sacred drum resonating through the forest and deep within my soul. I paused at the edge of that mystical clearing, the echoes of past encounters swirling softly in my mind. Each exchange, each story, each flicker of insight had drawn me closer to the nexus of all that is and all that could be. As twilight descended into night, illuminating the sky with swathes of indigo and gold, I felt the pull of the universe, every star a story, every glimmer a connection waiting to be explored. It was time to weave my narration into the grand tapestry I had begun to perceive. With renewed determination fueling my spirit, I made my way back towards the towering sycamore where the laughter of the boy still echoed in my heart. I knelt before the majestic tree, my fingertips brushing its ancient bark. "What stories still need to be told?" I asked, even as the wind swirled around me, urging me to listen. In that moment of truth, I closed my eyes, allowing the whispers of my heart to blend seamlessly with the world around me. The energy reverberated within, igniting the vibrant colors of my essence with each beat. A great stillness enveloped me, and suddenly, the multitude of threads binding us together, the kind we all shared as humanity, came rushing forth. The struggles, the triumphs, the laughter, and the tears, each piece an essential part of a greater whole. I realized then that every experience I had lived, every moment of joy and sorrow, was not mine alone. They belonged to us all, a shared journey of discovery. But the deeper revelation hit me as I surrendered to the magnificence of my thoughts. To awaken isn't merely to unveil hidden truths, it is to connect, to share, and to uplift one another in the face of our collective insecurities and triumphs. This awakening was not an isolated epiphany, it was an invitation to embrace the space between us, to dwell in vulnerability, and to recognize the beauty in every question remaining unanswered. I opened my eyes to the glistening stars above, each one an affirmation whispering, "You belong." In that moment, I understood the essence of the journey I was on. I was not merely a seeker, I was a storyteller, a bridge enabling others to explore their own realms of inquiry. My truth could spark others to embark on their own internal odysseys. The questions I had grappled with: how could I honor each individual story while cherishing my own? How could I interlace my truths with the unfolding revelations of the universe, were answered in the depths of communion. It was an eternal dance between the self and the collective, a beautiful symphony of existence. Each heartbeat, every breath, woven together with threads of compassion and understanding. My heart swelled with gratitude for the layers of richness in this shared experience: the boy, the ancient woman, the myriad tales painted across the forests and the stars. I felt a surge of energy course through me, illuminating the dark corners where doubt and fear once resided, filling them with hope and the promise of connection. With a lilt in my step, I left the sycamore, walking toward the horizon that slowly swallowed the sun. I was ready to face life with an open heart, to engage with the stories of others and deeply listen. Fear no longer felt daunting, but instead became a companion on the journey. Within it lay the raw beauty of vulnerability, the key to true awakening. And as I stepped into the night wrapped in a cloak of starlight, I whispered into the vast expanse, "I am ready. Show me the way." In response, the universe echoed back with a gentle hum, reminding me, to awaken is to embrace both the light and the shadows, to surrender to the beauty of the questions, and to dance joyfully with the intricate tapestry of life.